Are you seeing the consistent? Are you seeing the consistent? Are you seeing the transparent? How transparent the liquid soap is and how the consistent is? So keep watching this video. Let me show you how I created this beautiful badge using my homemade TEXPON, just like a car wash. All you need to add to make it a car wash is the car wax and turn it into whatever. You can turn it into a homemade dishwash, your multi-purpose liquid soap. So you grab a clean container of this nature. Into it you add your TEXPON. Add into this your TEXPON. So here is my TEXPON, and this is homemade TEXPON. So you add this into the container. Do you see the consistency? The homemade TEXPON. Let me show it to you. This homemade TEXPON. Do you see how thick? Do you see how thick the homemade TEXPON is? So to this you add a little more of your sodium sulfate to help to break down the TEXPON. So you stir it in. And you start adding water bit by bit. So let's add 1 liter of water. The TEXPON is about 250 grams of our TEXPON, and so far we've added about 50 grams of our sodium sulfate. So you stir it just bit by bit like this. You stir. As you stir, you notice that you begin to thicken back. Do you see the consistency? So you keep adding water bit by bit and stir. Please don't just throw your water into it that way. It may break. The chain may break. So gently add water. Are you seeing it? Do you see what we got? So you keep adding water little by little. No need of throwing them in at once, so you know when to stop. So I will write the measurements on the video, so you can decide to add more of your sodium sulfates. When you add more of the sodium sulfates, it thickens back again. And you're seeing it. So you add your water little by little and stir. Add more of your water. Are you seeing the consistency we got? If you still want this to be very thick, you can add more of this. Please know when to stop. If not, it will not lather much any longer. But if the lather is not that much, you can go ahead and add a little more of your soap or SLS into the production. That is, if you are not okay with the lather, what you do is to add a little more of your SLS, and that will go ahead to thicken it more. Then you add more of your water. So we used 1 liter of our water to dissolve 250 grams of our homemade TEXPON with 100 grams of our sulfonic. So this is what we got. So we'll now set this aside to clear up. But I don't have the time, but the best thing would be to set it aside to clear up. But I don't have the time. I may not be remember to return to this video. So let me just go ahead and add in my color. So let's use this blue color. Add a little and stir. You stir it. If you're not okay with the color, you add a little more and you stir it up. Please, if you are making a big batch to store for a long time, you have to add in your preservative. But when you are making a small batch just like mine, and this is a trial batch, to know how it works, you add a little of your you don't need a preservative. Yeah, you don't need a preservative. When you are making just little, there will be no need for preservative. So you see how beautiful the color is. So I'll go ahead and add little fragrance into this, just little. You can choose any fragrance of choice and add. But a little goes a long way. Smell heavily. Please be sure of the fragrance you are using in your production. Some fragrance can go ahead to break down the liquid soap. So choose wisely. You can put into a container just little and pour your fragrance to try out if it's do break out, so that you don't add them all into a big batch and it will break down and spoil your work. You can just fetch little, add the fragrance, stir it up before adding to the main batch. So here is our liquid soap made from our homemade TEXPON. So I'll just set this aside and leave it to clear up completely, and I'll come back to show you the end result before bottling it up. This lather like mat, I mean just a drop of it and your washing is done. Okay, so we'll get back and I'll show you how clear it is. liquid soap. We'll come back and I'll show you the. So here is the liquid soap made from it. You can see how beautiful it is. Wow, it looks like a car wash. Very beautiful and very transparent. You're seeing it. Sorry, the container is blue. Oh, I'm sure you cannot see it. So here, this is the end result of our beautiful made liquid soap. So let me go ahead and bottle it in here. I'll bottle it in here. So here is the liquid soap we made from our TEXPON, homemade TEXPON. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Please tell someone about this channel. Thank you so much and bye-bye.